and my content. With my content, I almost think of that as a digital filing system, because as you're finding content that you want to be able to go back to or create units or lessons, you can always place them in my content, and they're there until you delete them for the life of the partnership. You have instructional tools like Quiz, when we get into this great new tool to Discovery Education Experience, where you can create tools, students can create quizzes, students can take them live, you can create different activities, as well as things like video quizzes, live quizzes where the students can answer live, you can ask questions live, and we'll dig into that. My studio is going to be a place where you have collaboration and collaboration and creation tool. This is where you can take lots of resources and embed them either into a board or a slideshow. Lots of the grab and go lessons that we're going to look at today open up in Studio. So there are lots of Studio boards or slideshows that are already available to you, but there are also, if you click into Studio, anything that you've saved, anything that has been shared with you, or anything that you've created is going to be in Studio. We have Assessment Builder. Continuing to go to the right, we have ways that you can search for content within Discovery Education Experience. Not only can you use the navigation tool to search for content or the search bar, you could also browse by subjects and browse by standards. And then the handy dandy, which I call my best friend, tab or tile, is going to be your educator support tile. This is where, when you forget the 90% of what I said today, you always have this tile which you can go into and find getting started and other great resources that guide you through step by step. And we are going to go into some of these tiles, but right now I just want to give you a brief tour of my homepage in Discovery Education Experience. As I scroll down, you'll notice my channels. In the my channels, that's already curated content. As I continue to scroll, you'll notice that most of the channels on my homepage today are math related. That's because we're in a math session, and I wanted to make sure you guys saw a plethora of math channels that are available for teaching math. Remember, you can always save your favorite Discovery Education channels in the My Channel section. If you have not personalized this section, once you go in, you can remove channels that may already be there, and you can also add channels, which we'll talk about. So just taking a look at some of the channels that I have available to you. And when you think about my channels, always remember that that's going to be a collection of resources. It's that Discovery Education has taken a lot of resources and put them into a channel so that they're easily accessible and you're not having to sift and sort. So that saving things to my channels allows you to save time when you're thinking about working smarter and not harder. You also see the best of interactive, social emotional learning center, which can be used in any classroom. Best of discovery, some science. And then you're just for you, again, thinking of personalization and where we personalize our profile, those things that you selected or things that Discovery Education has said, okay, this educator really likes what are we good at, or social emotional learning. So that's going to be placed in the just for you personalized content. So it's things that Discovery Education, content that Discovery Education recommends based on your personalization. And then your DE staff picks. This, again, is where our experts have sat and said, you know what, based on their personal recommendations and based on other educators across the world, these are timely and relevant resources that have been picked for you guys, the educators, by our experts. So again, and don't think, I know you guys see probably just the 4 tiles on my homepage, but you can always use the arrow and scroll and see some of the instructional activities. Many, we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So as you think of, again, timely and relevant. celebrate Manufacturing Day. And then those great boards that we'll also take a look at later or as we're going through, all the different choice boards and activity boards that have been created for you, again, to work harder and not out. No, I definitely don't want you working harder. You guys really work hard to have you work smarter and not harder. I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the page to some of the math channels. Before I do so, when I click into edit home layout, now I've already edited my home layout because my channels are most important to me. But if I wanted to sign in and know what's available when I click just for you, I want that at the top. And then I want my channel second, and then DE staff picks next. But again, I can move this around or reorder to my liking. Because I am very much in my channels, I am going to go ahead and put that back at the top and click done. And then my homepage layout is actually personalized for me. So before we go into some of the channels that I have on my homepage, since we are working subject specific today, I'm going to go ahead and click into Browse Subjects. When I click into Browse Subjects, you'll notice that I have the ability to click into math. So I'm going to go ahead and click into mathematics. Once I select mathematics, this brings me to all the best curated channels for math and each topic. So even though I opened up a huge just mathematics, I can get even more skill specific by then selecting either numbers and operations, measurements, data analysis, and probability. So really going through and being very skill or more content specific. If you want the mathematics channel on your homepage, the little flag, or I heard Renee call it earlier, a bookmark at the top. I'm not subscribed to the full math page. So I'm going to click that at the top and subscribe so that the entire mathematics page will be on my homepage. But I'm going to go ahead and go into algebra. You notice before I click into algebra, I could decide if I wanted K5, 6, 8, or 9, 12. So you can filter by grade level. With me going into algebra, I'm going to go ahead and select 9, 12. Or before I want to select them all, but I guess it's not. Go ahead and select 9, 12 and click into algebra. Once I click into algebra, the first thing that you notice, I could go even deeper, right? By coordinate systems, functions, equations. So there are many, many options, as well as still filtering by grade level or selecting my grade level choices, which those grade level bands remain at K5, 6, 8, and 9, 12. Scrolling down in our algebra channel, remember, if I wanted to subscribe to this, I would click that bookmark or flag, which places this channel on my homepage. But let's take a look at what a channel looks like. You'll see trending in algebra. When you think of trending in algebra, this is what lots of educators are using currently to teach algebra. And these are some of the resources that they pull from Discovery Education Experience. What's new in DEX in algebra? So that's what you'll find next. So you'll find what's trending in algebra and what's new in algebra. If I saw, Math Monsters or Math Challenge, I definitely want to come back and visit this Math Challenge. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my quick list. But if I didn't feel like I wanted to come back, I could automatically create with Studio. Remember, I could share this PDF activity directly to my students. You'll notice I could either copy the link, where I could copy the link and place it into a document or place it into Google Slides. I could share via Google Classroom, Teams, or Canvas. So I'm going to exit out of that, but we'll just go ahead and go into the functions, equations channel. So this particular channel, again, across the top, you'll notice your K5, 6, 8, 9, 12. So grade level band. You also have the option to subscribe, share, or save this channel. Functions, equations, and relations is going to give you a description of the channel, what you could expect to find in the channel. And then you're going to go straight into what DE picks. Remember those experts, but a lot of DE picks come based on things that other educators have used frequently when teaching math, algebra, functions, equations, and relations. Your video segments, many of the videos are lengthy, could be 30 minutes. I think I saw one for like 40 minutes. So as educators, we know it could be difficult for kids, depending on the age, to sit for an entire 30-minute segment. So, or entire 30-minute video. So what Discovery Education has done based on recommendations of educators is taken these videos and broken them down into segments. So not only do we have the video segments, we also have activities, suggested activities for Discovery Education or for this particular content. So when you're thinking of content, again, related, it's going to give you all types of different content or different activities that they suggest for this particular content or subject. You'll see your math overview where students get to read a problem, where they're actually able to look at different explanations. So as you're looking, you'll see your different explanations, math explanations based on grades. So these are in this particular channel, but they aren't limited to just this content or particular skill. Just giving you an overview of one, so you'll see all the things. I know there are many times I've heard educators say, and even as a parent thought, had I had something that could have explained different problems to my son when he was going through math and I had no idea how to help him, even as an educator, there are many different videos which get to select the concept and assign it to the kids, and it explains them how to do it. So when you think about family engagement and being able to involve families in the education of their kids, these are great ways and great resources that can assist you in involving those families. So I do want to go back to my homepage, which I'll go to the D-Earth. I go back using D-Earth. Again, remember, it takes me to my homepage. Once I get to my homepage, I'm right back where we started from. But in this particular instance, since we are in a math professional learning session, I'm going to go ahead and search math. By searching math, you'll notice it pulls up almost 8,000 resources that are math specific, all grade levels. I searched math. I could drill down even further really by changing to mathematics. It went down just a little bit, but let's take a look. You have your Math Interactives channel. I want to go ahead and go into that Interactives channel. Once we go into the Interactives channel, I do want to make sure I'm giving you some of the great channels that I have on my homepage, or maybe prior to. Look at that, Math Interactives. If that wasn't on my homepage already, I could go in and subscribe to it. I'm sure it's already on my homepage. Yes. Notice that Math Interactives is specific to grades 6, 8, and 9, 12. Once I want to go back just to my mathematics results, you have a math challenge for grades K to grades 3 to 5, your student learning activities, which we'll go into that as well, your monthly math challenge, math connections, the Prudential monthly math challenges. We talked in an earlier session about corporate partners. So this again is a channel that's available and gives different monthly math challenges in partnership with Prudential. You continue to go down. It'll tell you what's for educators only. Your visual classroom, the language of math and science, or science and math. So lots and lots of great resources just by searching the word math. I'm going to go into my Math Interactives channel again. Notice when you go into that channel, you have, again, your instructional activities, slideshow, slideshow, slideshow. Even if I open up one of the slideshows, remember I said your slideshows and your boards open up in Studio. If you see, oh, I really like the slideshow, but I want to customize it or tailor it to the needs of my students, you could choose to copy it, which I showed earlier. Once you copy it, you can save it. So I'll go ahead and copy it, copy and continue. And then I could say it saves in my studio. But in this board, again, once I copy it, I could share it with either other educators in my school or even the students, but I continue to be the owner. I could copy the link and place it into an email telling my coworkers or my colleagues, hey, I found this great board, here's the link. And it is, and because I've copied it, it allows me to tailor or customize. So by going through the copied version, you learn more, challenge yourself, it builds background. So really, when you think of working smarter, all of this is done for you, still giving you the option to be able to go back into these math resources and customize them for your students. There are different things you'll see you can chat as an educator, you can chat. You even have Immersive Reader, where if you needed this to be read aloud to your students or to change the language, you could utilize Immersive Reader and do so. When I click the plus, I could add teacher comments. I could import other math content videos from DE. Anything that I've saved to my content can also be imported to this slideshow. Anything from my quick list. Remember, I had that math challenge, so I'll just say add selected. It'll give me, there's no room for these assets. So I need to delete something. I could also upload content from my device. So if you have resources that you've used years prior or you found very helpful for your math students, you could definitely upload those into the slideshow, as well as text, button, create a quiz, whether it's a short answer quiz, multiple choice, multiple select, or even your block. So you're able to create many different quizzes, again, for your kids. So again, this, because I saved it, if I wanted to go into Studio, see everything that I saved is going to be available in Studio. For those of you that may have been 2 or 3 and feel a little bit daring, if you decided, you know what, I really want to try to create a board on my own, you would click into Create New and go directly into one of the activity templates or a brand new board, which also has templates or slideshow. In the activities template, we're going to talk about in just a few minutes some of the instructional strategies that are and what they are and how they're available to you. While I'm in boards, though, I really want to go into I copied yesterday a math board for you guys. And for some reason, here it is, copy of strategies for math. So you'll notice some of those instructional strategies are going to be there. I have several or a couple of different ways in which I can look at this board. This is the top 10 developing mathematical thinking. I could look at it like a slideshow by looking at all of them. When I'm looking at all of them, I could decide if I want to delete this slide. I could decide if I want to add a new slide, duplicate the slide. So it really does work for you. But this is a board that I have taken and added to my studio. So I didn't customize this, but because I copied it, I have the ability to customize. Take a look at this SOS strategy, instructional strategy. Can you guess my 214? So it gives you the big idea where students are going to make evidence-based inferences, leading them to logical conclusions about current or upcoming content. But this particular one doesn't necessarily deal directly with math, but you could definitely say, you know, I really want it to be with mathematical thinking. As we continue evidence of its use back to the Egyptians, we're going to give you clues, right? So this is really, it is a mathematical thinking. It deals with curves. So I do want you to kind of take a minute and read the instructional strategy. I'm going to give you clues. If you can use like the 2 facts and the clues, begin to drop what you think we're talking about into the chat. So this is evidence of its use dates back to Egyptians in 1800 BC. However, the term use dates back to the 1300s from the Greek. Your first clue is that it deals with curves. Anybody want to take a guess yet?
I think they're contemplating, thinking through.
Contemplating on the guess, Renee?
Yes.
I know what it is.
Pyramids. Someone mentioned pyramids as a guess.
Yeah. So that kind of tells me it has curves. I guess that ball makes it round, maybe. I don't know, but the ball makes it round. No guesses yet.
We have columns, pyramids.
Parabolic curves.
I'm hearing. Are we going to continue to get?
Melissa said sphere.
Let's see if Melissa is correct. And you are and that's really how you begin to, you give them two facts and then one clue between 1 to 4 clues until someone guesses, and it is sphere. So again, remembering that or keeping in mind that I can customize, and it was trying to make me customize. So if I wanted to take this one clue off and change it to something different, I could change my clue. I could Google Translate it to a different language. So lots of different ways in which to customize or tailor in Studio. Let's see. What time does this end, Renee? I want to make sure I'm giving them enough. I want to make sure I'm able to show them in quizzes.
You have about 15 minutes.
Okay, good. Just enough time. All right. So I've shown you boards, some of the channels dealing with your math connections, econ essentials, the math interactives, cha-ching. Think K-12, you think pathway to financial success, the Prudential monthly challenge. I showed you the visual classroom, like the language of science and math, math and context, and these are really only a few. Some of the channels that are available for you to pick different instructional activities, I want to take you into the instructional activities channel. If this is not, again, on your homepage, in the chat, tell me how you would get this instructional activities channel on your homepage. I think they're, and congratulations, Melissa, on your sphere. Maybe I've said too much. I haven't seen. So remember, let's see.
Like the kebab.
Right. Well, you're right.
Yes.
You could search instructional activities, or when you search math, if instructional activities pops up, remember that ribbon, and Renee gave me a new term for it, the bookmark. Anytime you see that bookmark, you could click subscribe, which it was already on mine. I removed it and added it back. The different choices that you have are going to be K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9, 12. I'm just going to go into grade band 6, 8 to kind of stay a little bit in the middle. The instructional activities, and for my educators that said we want to work smart, we want ready to go, grab and go lessons that are available to us. I want you to think and remember instructional activities. This is where you're going to find things like your activity calendar for October. Inside of the activity calendar, you'll see day by day, day by school day, lessons, choice boards, suggested activities for the month of October. But of course, we didn't just stop in October. They're going to be available for every month, where we also give you a background builder, where we talk about the math activity for absolute value. You can assign this directly to your students, or if you want to make changes, remember that's when you copy it to your studio, and then you're able to go in and make some changes. So this is your monthly activity calendar that's going to be available to you every month, filled with activities day by day for a specific subject or just broad. So we're looking at math. This is your 6 to 8 math activity calendar. So really easy to get out, easy to use, user friendly. So for those of you that put one into the chat, my challenge to you would be to start out by using your daily activity calendar to find activities that's suggested. And remember, they're timely and they're also relevant. So they would definitely be timely for you. Another like background builder, this is going to open up in your boards, your social emotional learning choice board. So when you go into it, you actually get to choose, right? So this is your social emotional choice board, activities for grade 6-8. You get to click on the topic you'd like to learn more about, then complete the activity. So you can decide how much you want to direct your kids or even assign the whole thing and allow them to go in and make choices with those boards. I'm going to go into, I really want to go into, here's a studio quiz, just so that you could see a quiz. Writing. I don't know if I want to go into that. Nope, not dealing with my math, but they're like, we don't want to write this informative, but we really can. When you think of math, when you give them a problem with math or science, they still could definitely write an informative paragraph. And when we think of integrating or making sure we're teaching across the curriculum. But from here, we go with the activity boards, the choice boards, your choice boards, and then your recently added. So in your recently added, it's going to be any instructional activities that have been recently added for 6-8 by DE. And then it still breaks it down into science, social studies, but we're dealing with math. So let's take a look at this math studio quiz, practice converting between decimals. So this is going to be a quiz. It's give you a minute to take a look at your instructions. It's a video quiz. And you'll notice that it's multiple. This particular question is asking you to practice solving the problem, but then it's multiple choice. So it is giving students the space to practice solve the problem and then come back and choose. But I have an even better quiz to show you guys. It also gives them helpful hints. So those math explanations videos we spoke about.
Hey guys, it's Miss Jackson. I'm here to help with problems that deal with comparing fractions, decimals, and percents. Now we want to rewrite all the numbers in the same format so that we can compare. Now,
and maybe as an educator, when you're thinking of assigning things home for students, really assigning these math explanations so that the students can get help at home without you being there. It is a professional educator that's instructing the students and explaining step-by-step different problems. Something even better I want to show you guys on this is a quiz or the quiz results. So the students have taken a quiz with coordinate plane, and this was maybe an exit ticket. So these are the quiz results. I'm looking at it in question view. So it's been graded. So what's incorrect, I could click into student by student and really look at and grade. I could go student by student. And this, again, this is student view. And these are the results. This is a quiz that I created in my quizzes, or that was created in my quizzes. And then this turns out to be your results. Can you imagine like really giving the kids a problem? You can create this in my quizzes and then you go in and grade it. And this is your results view. So another way of working smart and not hard. And this is my question view for an exit ticket. And the name of it is coordinate plane exit ticket. But lots of quiz results. So you may wonder, well, when I create a quiz for the kids, where do I get my results? And that's where I went into quiz and then quiz results. And then all of them are right there. Counter mapping, but I actually went into the coordinate plane exit ticket. This is a coordinate plane in ordered pairs, which was a video quiz. Again, the students looks like student view. I could look at their responses. all of their responses from multiple choice to short answer. So many different ways in which to engage students with the quiz feature. Lastly, because I know it's Saturday and I want to be respectful of everyone's time before we wrap up. Lastly, I want to make sure I show you that tab. We looked at the Instructional Strategies channel, which has all of your, or many of your grab and go ready to use lessons. Also make note of the student learning activities, which also has similar activities ready to go, ready to use activities for students, but then in your SOS Instructional Strategies channel. Notice that this Instructional Strategies channel is broken down by instructional intent. So whatever you're teaching. But as I scroll to the bottom, you're going to notice the most popular and the SOS top 10 list. So your top 10 list is broken down. That's kind of the board we just looked at, broken down by content. So I could select the top 10 math SOS strategies. But if I just wanted to see all of them, if you feel like, you know what, I'm creative, I know, exactly what it is that I want to teach, all of your SOS instructional strategies are located right here from A to Z. They come with PDFs as well as graphic. Well, the graphic organizers are your PDFs, but it gives your students instruction. And for every instructional strategy, there is a student video that can be used to teach the strategy to your students. Now, as we're wrapping up on this Saturday, I want to make sure I take you into the educator support channel, because again, 45 to 50 minutes moves quite fast. As I'm going into the educator support channel, I do want you to go ahead in the chat and drop into the chat something that you found that you are excited about and can't wait to go and show your students while I'm clicking into the educator support tab. Anything that you're like, I didn't know that was there. I'm glad I came so I can go and show this to my kids. But something that you said, wow, or even if you think of the AEIOU instructional strategy, I am interested in hearing what are you excited about today about walking away with? And I did just click into the educational support channel or educator supports channel. In this channel, you're going to find a plethora of information for you to really get started and even dig deep into Discovery Education Experience. So things like from getting started, remember I said those step-by-step guides, those interactive courses where you can pace yourself with what do you want to learn first about Discovery Education and so forth. How are you going to assign content to your kids and share? How you check for understanding with with Discovery Education's quiz tool. So again, those step-by-step guides along with interactive courses are available to you in the Getting Started. I know I showed you the interactive or the interactive activities or instructional activities, but those instructional activities are also going to be available to you under Timely Resources. So under Timely Resources, you'll find all of your instructional activities or many instructional grab and go, those timely resources, the grab and go activities, the community favorites. When we think community favorites, that means what is the DEN community saying? What's available or what's important, excited for other educators that are teaching from the daily learning platform of Discovery Education Experience. Not only that, when you continue, it's broken down again by subject and also by content. Learning resources from our corporate partners. So lots of things, including featured conversations from other educators. So again, I continue to challenge you to utilize the resource document that Renee shared. I can send out to you guys a document that lists some of the most highly used math resources, as well as the upcoming webinars and professional learning sessions and office hours that's available to you in the state. In your timely resources, you could also click into join an event, which lists all of the national webinars that you could also take advantage of, as well as archived webinars that have been done already, and your help center. You have your hot topics, which again is exactly what it says. Right now, what's really hot, what are other educators really honing in on? Not only do you have your hot topics broken down with professional development, it's also broken down into content-specific professional development. Instructional strategies, we went into that. All of your instructional strategies channels broken down by instructional intent. What am I trying to teach? What do I want the outcome to be? It's going to be right there for you and your professional learning. So we have lots and lots of things in Discovery Education Experience that are available to you and your instructional leaders. I'm going to go back to my D-Earth, which takes me back to my homepage. As we're wrapping up, again, a few of the channels that I encourage you to make sure, especially those of you that said, I really want to learn to work smarter and not necessarily harder. These are curated resources for you to be able to use in your classroom as your daily learning platform. So as we are wrapping up, I am going to open up. I know that Dave put in the attendance link as well as your evaluation. I'm going to go back, to my PowerPoint, not only just to tell you guys, thank you again for spending your Saturday with us. Renee and I are very excited for the opportunity to continue to work with Nevada educators. Thank you for your commitment to in the state of Nevada, and please visit me for office hours or one of the upcoming state sessions.
Thank you so much, Nikita. That was awesome. Appreciate that and all the great work. What an amazing this room has been all day between you and Renee with everything you've shared with us. So the attendance tracker and the session survey are in there. And a reminder that the closing here is like 1 minute out. We'll have to get over to that room, and that's where there's also the raffle prizes will be announced, as well as the final survey there is what clicks out your certificate. So thank you so much to our friends here at Discovery Ed for what an amazing day, and to all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us. And we're on that home stretch. So well done, everybody. Thank you.